everyone, I'm Nicolas from AGL Consulting, and we are happy to welcome you to this new session for the AGL Profitability Hub. And one of the topics we decided to raise is direct bookings. And for that, we are now with Sandra Roig, who's the marketing manager of AB Apartments Barcelona. Apartments Barcelona is one of the biggest property managers in the Condal city, and Sandra will give us a bit more insights because in Apartment Barcelona's case, direct booking and urban destination is far from being a myth. So Sandra, I'm sure a lot of our audience would love to hear your insights about that. And first of all, I would like to ask you, how are you? How do you feel in these challenging times? And from where are we speaking together?
Okay, thanks, Nicolas, for the presentation. I'm fine so far. I would like to thank you for having me here today. I think it's a nice topic to discuss, and I'm happy to participate and to share my experience with you.
Perfect. Well, thanks a lot for that. And maybe for the people that don't know Apartment Barcelona as much as I do, can you give us a brief history, how you started, what have been your focus for the last years? What has been your experience with the short-term rental industry since you founded Apartment Barcelona?
Yes, of course. AB Apartment Barcelona was founded in 2007. We have more than 15 years experience for short and for midterm rentals. Right now, we fully manage more than 500 apartments. 200 of them are short-term lets, and more than 300 we rent them for mid or long-term stays. We have also apartments on our website that we only commercialize. That means that we do not manage directly, but in this case, we work like as an OTA, okay? We also have two centrally located offices, and one of them is open 24 hours. And when we began the business, the presence of the OTAs was not as strong as nowadays. So the majority of our sales were direct. Let's say 90% of them were direct and came from our direct channel. So we work with our direct channel from the beginning, and we are really satisfied.
Okay, well, perfect. And I can imagine that in this specific period, you're even more satisfied to have your own channel and to be the source of the bookings with your guests. But we will elaborate a little bit more on that further down in our conversation. So yeah, so thanks for presenting your business. And it's quite interesting to see that you've started before the Airbnb trend. So when you started, you were yourself generating your own demand, and then that might have been a little bit disrupted by all the OTAs that came into the landscape. So for people that listen to us and that manage properties in urban, maybe to give them an overview of your performances, can you give us a brief split of your bookings between direct and the one you get from third-party channels?
Right now, we have between 40 and 50% of direct bookings in short-term rentals and 90% in mid and long-term. Our direct channel is one of the main distribution channels, as you can see, and providing us bookings from different countries and yeah.
Okay, perfect. So what has led to you, what was the reason for you to focus that much on your direct channel? Because you started before, and then Airbnb make it easier for everyone to generate demand for short-term rental. So why have you kept that focus on your own distribution channel for the past 15 years when you actually had maybe other options to do it in an easier way?
As I said before, we do direct sales since the beginning, 15 years ago. When we had 90% of our bookings came from our direct channel. And of course, these direct bookings, we can control better. We do not depend 100% from the OTAs that can change their policies from one day to another. And neither we do not have chargebacks or frauds.
Okay, perfect. So that's interesting. So you're more in charge of your own bookings than
Yes.
when the guest is coming from a third party. Okay, perfect. And so during those past 15 years, I think you've seen that the distribution landscape online has changed a lot and has started to be really consolidated. Nowadays in Europe, more than 70% of the bookings are coming from actually free companies. Do you find it more complicated now to compete with the OTAs than it was before when they were smaller and maybe it was easier for you to be at pace with them?
Well, we do not want to compete with them. We cannot be in the first positions like them. We do not have the budget. Honestly, we will kill ourselves if we wanted to be in the first positions. But online brand presence is necessary for a brand that want to get direct sales. Brand presence in social media, in content marketing, in video marketing, in paid marketing. If you have a good web page with good user experience, good CRM system, is a very good option. So then customers can find you there, can find you online and book through you. If the cost of sales, for direct bookings are cheaper than the commission you pay for the OTAs, then go ahead. Yeah, it's a recommendation. Go ahead.
Okay, perfect. And in your particular case, so you found it really cheaper to market your properties directly to your potential guests?
Well, we work, as I said before, we work with our direct channel for many years ago, and we have been very active in social, in content marketing, video marketing, in paid marketing. So with all this together, our direct channel, yes, is somehow cheaper than other OTAs. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So then, so thanks for clarifying that, because there is that conception for a lot of people in our industry that it is more expensive than the commissions of the channels. But actually, if you articulate all the different part of marketing, you can find a cheaper way to find guests. And thanks for confirming that to us today.
I mean, it's not an easy job, and it's not very, very fast. Yeah, I mean, the results come through the years, but yeah, it's profitable. Our direct channel is profitable. Yeah.
Okay, thanks for that. Thanks for that. And in terms, so you've been working on 15 years, from 15 years on your direct channel. You say that you use different marketing channels to get your guests. If you had to look back at those 15 years, what would be your biggest achievement in terms of direct marketing?
Well, our biggest achievement is that right now we are one of the top PMs in Barcelona with an inventory of more than 500 apartments. And thanks to our direct channel, we increase our portfolio a lot. As I said before, many years ago, the OTAs were not as strong as now. Booking only distributed hotels on their website, and Airbnb was almost unknown. So, but we were there, we were in the search results, and thanks to that, we have a large database of customers and also owners, large database of owners.
And so now the situation has changed a lot since the past few months because of that pandemic of COVID-19. So cancellations are rising. And what difference in the relationship with the guest are you seeing between the ones that booked directly through AB Apartment Barcelona and the ones that were coming in third parties? Third parties, sorry.
Yes, we have seen now that the major OTAs have overruled policies, cancellation policies, and at least with our direct bookings, we control them better, and also the payments made. We do not refund any monies, but we allow customers to change dates, to use the prepayment at any time of the year or in the near future. So we are flexible in this,
Okay, so you've kept the control on your revenue thanks to your direct channel. Okay, so that's also something that can come handy in time of crisis such as now. And so that's a valuable insight for people looking at us. And so you said that it takes a long time, and that's something that you need to put in motion and invest a lot of time and resources into for it to be efficient. If you had to give an advice to a property manager that's looking to invest in this direct channel, what would it be now?
Yes, it's necessary to have a minimum of inventory. Yes, I will say at least 100 apartments if you want to do direct sales and be profitable. And having only a few apartments and try to have direct sales doesn't make sense. For example, in Google AdWords, you pay for every click they make on your ad, even before they make a reservation on your website. And if you have a few inventory on your web, and then you will waste money. So for us, the advice is a minimum inventory is necessary to get direct sales.
Okay, yeah, that's also really important. Of course, you want to be able to convert the guests that you've attracted to your page via pay ads. And if when they come, there's nothing to book, they will go back to an OTA, and that's counterproductive for a business. So you spoke a bit about your direct channel being a factor of you becoming that big in Barcelona. And maybe for people who don't know, there's a limited supply in Barcelona. There's 10,000 units with a license, and all the property managers are competing for almost the same units. So when you speak with owners, is your focus on direct something that adds value to conversation, that helps you to convert more owners?
Yeah, for sure. As I said before, we are one of the biggest PM in Barcelona. We provide more bookings and more revenue than other smaller ones. When the owners are hesitating between two companies, then we say, okay, we tell them, go to Google, do a research and see the companies in the top results. Then they come back and say, okay, I found you. And then say, okay, let's try to do business together. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So that's it's not only to get more guests, it also helps to get more owners. And I think that will resonate with a lot of people that are looking to us. And so going back to the control on your bookings. So is it something that is helping you now to survive the crisis? Because we are seeing lots of property managers, more specifically in urban areas, being in a very strong moment of their business. Is having half of your bookings coming directly through AB Apartment Barcelona's website something that helps you survive in this really difficult moment?
Yeah, it's true. Despite that the sales have dropped significantly over the past weeks during the COVID-19, the few bookings that we are receiving since then, 90% are direct. And also we are using our CRM system to contact our direct customers, send them offers, send them vouchers, and can use throughout the year. So yes.
Okay, so you've been able to retain that revenue because it was on your bank account and not on any third party's bank account, and show more flexibility maybe because people still want to come and visit Barcelona just at a later point in time. So that's thanks for that. And besides that, so besides the control that you have on your booking, is there any other things that make direct bookings better in terms of maybe relationship with the guest? Are the guests that book directly through you easier to manage than the one that come from any other third party?
Yeah, from our experience, when they book through us, everything is much easier and we have less problems from the booking, the payments, the checking online, and also the checkout. However, you have to make sure that guests will get the best satisfaction from the very first moment of your website visit till the checkout, and if you want them to book again with you.
Okay, perfect. And so we speak about guest satisfaction. That's a good transition to my next questions. So how do you manage the reviews from your own website? Do you have any type of specific focus on that?
Yeah, we have our own CRM system. We look every single review, and we always respond to each customer. I mean, get to know your customer, their needs, their habits, what they think about you will help you next time they think about holidays and accommodation, even in Barcelona or whatever, yeah.
Okay, perfect. And I guess the more you understand your customers, the more you get your own customers. So that's something really important as well.
Contact them. It's a smoothest process. Yeah.
Perfect. And so in the beginning of our conversation, we spoke about Google as one of your marketing channels. Now, Google, after entering for hotels, they are also entering into distribution for vacation rental. How do you perceive that? Is it something you see as a threat because Google is also one of your marketing channel, or is it maybe an opportunity? What is your opinion on Google becoming distribution channels for vacation rentals?
Yes, for us, the Google Hotel Ads is like another distribution channel that you have to be there and pay for it. We have seen an increase of bookings coming from this channel. So that means that customers are using these channels to see for or to search for accommodation.
So now lots of people are having a very negative opinion about how the OTA have handled the cancellation policies and during that COVID-19 crisis. Do you think that everyone is going to turn to direct bookings and leave the OTAs, or that in the end things will get back to normal?
Well, we know that right now most of the PMs in Barcelona are very upset with the OTAs, and they would like to have more direct bookings. But however, as I said before, it's not an easy job. Most of them, I think they will continue with the OTAs, and it won't change a lot.
Okay, yeah, maybe knowing what it takes to reach those performances, you can imagine that it's not everyone that can do it. Well, thanks a lot for giving all that context to our audience. I think that lots of people will listen to your call and trying to grab some advice they can apply to their own business. We are getting to the end of this discussion. Do you have anything to add for the people that are listening to us? Any advice that you can give as a very experienced property manager?
Yes, of course. I would like to add that OTAs do help a lot in the hospitality business. I mean, thanks to them, we get bookings and we are doing business, but you cannot depend 100% from them. Otherwise, your brand won't have any visibility and you won't get any direct sales. Investing time and money in digital marketing, being one option among several, is a task which you must dedicate time. You need to have your own sales strategy and keep in mind that your direct channel can be a very good option to advertise your inventory. And finally, I would like to thank Nicolas for inviting me here to this conference, and I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Well, thanks a lot for giving us your time and providing some elements about how you're reaching those performances. I also want to thank you very much, and it was a pleasure to have that conversation with you, Sandra. And hopefully, very soon we can see each other outside of a Zoom conference.
Okay, thanks, Nicolas.
Thanks a lot. Have a great day. Bye bye.